live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. We're your host, Nicholas Carlo.
And Sophie Young, and this show is all about music, local talent, industry news, and most importantly, fun. Today we have a second-year MBM student joining us, Cool Missy, Cool Missy, singer-songwriter. Tell us more about yourself.
Hi, I'm Cool Missy. I'm an emerging artist coming from Oshawa, Ontario. I write my own songs, and I like singing them.
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Nice. So how did you come up in music? Because obviously you're a singer-songwriter, so there has to be some sort of way you found music and your path here.
Yeah, well, basically, when I was 8 years old and I was able to watch the Much Music videos, I remember seeing Avril Lavigne for the first time and looking at her and being like, I want to kind of be like her in my own way when I grow up. And I just bought her CD and I listened to her music and I was like, oh, I want to write songs like that. I want to embody my own Avril Lavigne in my own way. And it wasn't until 2 years ago that I actually started to do that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So what do you mainly do, in between? What are, the main influences behind, what you listen to when you grow up? How does it relate to now? Stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. So when I was younger, it started with, I was really only a fan of Avril Lavigne and maybe Hilary Duff. Those were the two that I listened to the most. I didn't have access to many channels and I didn't have many CDs growing up. And then I got the YTV Party Mix 7, and then I remember that started to flare things up a little bit differently. And I started listening to a lot of my dad's music as well. It was just classic rock and rock music. So a little bit of influence of the punk scene and then the rock. And I knew when I grew up I wanted to be my own form of rock star. So
nice.
Yeah.
Your dad made music as well. Does music run in your family at all?
A little bit. My dad's more of a singer and plays guitar kind of a thing.
Oh, cool. So you got campfire guitar.
Yes, exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
Classic Canadian moment.
Yes.
Yeah. Any of the songs we would know of?
It's pretty much what your parents would listen to are the things that, my parents would listen to too.
Think they would have heard
Stones.
of them?
Yeah. Tragically Hip?
Tragically, actually, they're not as big of a Tragically
really?
Hip fan, I don't think. Actually, my dad doesn't mind them. That's true, but I don't know if my mom's
not huge fans.
Yeah.
Cool. So, tell us more about the music that you've put out.
Right. So I've actually put out 4 songs within the 2 years of me putting myself out as an artist. So Out of Time, which is the song that just played, we got to record that last year with 2 people in the program, which was a really cool experience. I wrote that song probably 3 years ago, so to be able to put it into action was a really good feeling. And then I got to go out to some open mic nights, and I remember one night I went to a Cork and Bean open mic night and met a producer named Matt, and he asked if I was interested in recording another song with him. And I said, all right. And that song's not on the list right now because I found out it's explicit on Spotify. But it's called Chill. And that was another really good experience, just being able to go to his house a couple of times and get that recorded and get that posted. And then the other 2 songs that I have, they're called Gnome and Experimental. I literally just released them in secret about 2 weeks ago. It was just a little experiment of my own because I recorded them just off of my own phone. And those were both done with my friends.
Cool.
So the instruments.
It's experimental.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely. That's why I called it experimental. I wasn't sure what to name it.
I like
it was
that.
Just an experiment.
Just name it what it is.
It was what it is.
Yeah.
So talking more about your past and stuff, prior to joining this program, what did your past education look like in terms any level, elementary, high school, college, university, anything like that?
Yeah, I did all of those things. So I graduated from one public school. It was called Dr. Roberta Bondar, and then I went to the high school called J. Clark Richardson in Ajax. And then I went to university for 4 years to be a social worker. That was my goal at the time because I wasn't actually allowed to pursue arts like I would have wanted to. So I had to pick something in the background. So I pursued a different career, but I decided a couple years ago that it wasn't the career for me and that I really did want to go for music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everyone, I've noticed for all our guests here, everyone has their own path coming up into the industry, and it's always so interesting to hear what led them to be here, because everyone's so different.
Yeah. I agree.
So you said your dad did a little bit of music.
Mhm.
Are there any inspirations that you'd have for your music now?
For my music now, a big inspiration was Josh Ramsey from Marianas Trench. I think he's a fantastic singer, songwriter, and composer. And I liked his lyrics and I liked his music, and obsessed over that band. And I wanted to learn how to sing in his type of style as well. He's got a really unique voice. So I would say he was a huge inspiration for me.
I loved Marianas Trench as like a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a classic.
I'm kind of interested to hear what you think about the music history course that we take in the first semester of the first year, because of course everyone like going into it, they're just like, I can't wait till we get about the week of the genre that I listen to.
Yeah.
What did that seem like for you?
Oh, that was actually one of my favorite courses from this program. I loved that class, and I got a lot out of it. I liked being able to, because I've been in a bubble where I listen to music as well that I like, and I haven't expanded out. So I downloaded all of the playlists, and they're on my Spotify from that class, so that I have them. So if I ever wanted to listen to, like the 40s music or all of it, like Dusty Wind Bowl, like it's there.
Yeah, Greg's got some great choices.
He does, yeah.
When listening to the playlist, there was like, I would always like, I would start from the beginning, like I wouldn't like skip through. But when I start from the beginning, it's just like just the culture at the time was like very surprising to me, because there was some things that they seemed like very modest in, and then other things that it's like seems like unrestricted at the time.
There's some very, very crazy songs you would not expect that came out in that time period.
Are we thinking of the same song?
We are thinking of the same song.
Shave 'em dry.
Yeah.
That.
I'm not gonna say anything more.
Yeah.
But if you want to check it out, check it out.
The lyrics are not PG friendly, so
viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. So we're
we're
not gonna repeat any of those lyrics. But more about Cool Missy here. What is like the creative process behind like either writing the song or producing the song? Because you had mentioned that not only until recently you've actually entered like a proper studio and actually like started recording that. How was that process like?
How was that process like? Well, that's interesting. It's kind of different each song, I say sometimes. Like, I usually find I grab myself a glass of wine and sit down with myself and kind of dig into my feelings. Like, I almost treat it like I'm writing a diary entry, I guess. It's just with word, like speaking the diary entry out loud, and then I try to write it down. So there'll be two methods. I'll either just freestyle something on the spot and record it and then listen to it back and write down things, or I'll write down things as I go.
Cool. Red wine or white wine?
Red.
All right. Hey, very important question.
One thing I noticed is just like the more creative an artist is, like the less sober they are.
I mean, you're not wrong. What was the Beatles? Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Well, I know with the Beatles, like eventually they went to India and then got some they got stuff there, and then
psychedelics.
And then what was the album? Sgt. Pepper's was made.
Sgt. Pepper's.
Sgt. Pepper's was made after that. Shout out to India for getting that
for Sgt. Pepper's.
for getting that album to become a thing. Now, coming up after the music break, we'll be discussing Mel's time in the MBM program specifically, and her current goals, and how the second semester of her second year is going.
Don't forget that you can follow the Media Hub on social media at DCSA Media Hub. You can also follow us at MBM Vault on Twitter and Instagram, and at the MBM Vault on TikTok.
We're going to play some music. Here's Gnome and Experimental from yours truly, Cool Missy, live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. Welcome back to the MBM Vault. We're your hosts, Nicholas Carlo
and Sophie Young. We're back with Cool Missy to discuss her time in the program. Is it Millennial?
Yeah,
Millennial Artist Management.
Yeah.
And her aspirations. But first, we want to tell you about Breakthrough's open mic event tonight.
So tonight, this evening at 7 p.m., Breakthrough Events will be hosting an open mic event at the Copper Branch. Everyone is welcome, so stop by to enjoy an unforgettable evening of local talent. There's a $2 entry fee for non-performers once again at 7 p.m. this evening at the Copper Branch, and we're looking forward to see everybody there.
Quick shout out to Santi for his hip-hop event last night. was great, and there was lots of great artists. So
Seems like
check them out.
Breakthrough and Santi are just like being the event carriers of our program. They're just
Yeah.
they're always just on the go. They're always hosting all these events, and they're making a bunch of memories alongside it as well.
Oh, 100%.
So to start off with you, Mel, tell us more about what enterprises that you are affiliated with in this program.
Been watching a lot of Star Trek lately, so that was just a good. What enterprise are you?
Enterprise are you in?
But I'm assigned with Millennial when I'm working with myself as an artist, but I'm in Emerging Songwriters itself for the program.
Cool. So you're working with Victor and all them.
That's
Cool.
my manager.
Nice.
So what's your role in the Emerging Songwriters?
I do the social media on for Emerging Songwriters. Yeah.
Okay, influencer.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with it.
So tell us more about the decision to take the MBM program. I mean, you talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So I remember I was just sitting at home one day, and I was just working, and I was just feeling unsatisfied. Again, I changed my career path, and I just kind of felt like I was drifting in life, not really doing anything. And then I just Googled one day, like, music programs just for the fun of it. And I stumbled upon Durham College having a music business program. And I thought to myself, well, I never took business in high school. And the only way I'm ever going to take anything to do with business is if music is in front of it. So let's give it a go. And here we are.
Here we are.
And that's kind of the same reason why I kind of took the same program. I'm like, I took a mix of music and business classes in high school, but then I was just going to go straight to production. My dad's like, oh yeah, look at this program at Durham College, and then history ever since.
Cool.
I literally applied to this program at like 3 a.m, I think.
3 in the morning?
When I was in grade 12. It's like, why not? Now
No.
we're here.
In terms of the music industry, you're now an up-and-coming artist. You've released a few songs. What are some important things for people to know about just being an artist in either the international music industry, the Canadian industry, anything, just any like 3 things you would want people to know about what it is to become an artist?
Well, from what I've gathered so far and from what I can channel as an artist, I think allowing yourself to be as vulnerable as you can, like when it comes to putting your feelings into your music, is helpful. I think the connections that you have are very important, whether it's your musically talented father or musically talented friend. Like, those kinds of connections will help serve you in the industry, no matter what, like going through. And one more thing. Those are really the only 2 that I can think of right now.
That's okay.
That's perfectly
Don't worry
fine.
about
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we learn about the connections through all the classes that we take. That's probably the most important thing to take away from this program overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, networking. So, I know, but Cool Missy's probably not your real name, is it?
No, I wish it was. If I could tell people that I'm cool, like every day, it's just my name. That was the goal.
So
It's like, hey guys, I'm cool.
So how did you
Hey,
come
guys,
up with that? Like, what was the inspiration? Oh no.
I'll try to make a long story short, because it's like I went through a
Oh,
breakup.
you don't have to make it short if you
Oh,
don't
we got
want to.
time. We got
You
time.
I got time. All right.
Just ramble away and
All
do
right, all
anything
right.
you want.
Okay, so I went through a breakup before going through this program. I actually wasn't sure if I would even go through pursuing a musical career because it impacted me in a way that was just like the. But after I got through, I blanked. I'm having a brain fart. Give me the question again.
How you got your name?
How I got my name. Wow, here we are. And then, so I originally called myself Melody Loser. And because I was going through it, I was depressed. I was using my initials ML. I was trying to come up with names, and I was like, that's a little too depressing. I'm trying not to hound in on like the depression part and going about it. So I was like, all right, complete switch. What's different from being a loser? Being cool. Okay, cool. And I originally wanted to be Missy Cool, but then I was researching it, and there's Missy Elliott and like all these other Missies, and I think there's a Missy Cool already taken. So I'm like, what do I do? And I switched it around, and I was like, Cool Missy, CM, Cool Missy. All right, Cool Missy. Okay, I'll call myself Cool Missy.
So you thought of like when you started off with like Missy, it's like that's like the female rap equivalent of a Lil, like a Lil Pump, a Lil Wayne, like a kind of just a lot of rappers are starting with the same type of name. I mean, that's a interesting story about coming up with their names. We always ask people who are on here like how they get their names, and they're all these stories about how they make up their names. It's like it's always very interesting because even just like their experiences like as a child like just makes a difference by how they come up with their name.
100%. So tell us more about the song that you're working on called Part of You.
Yeah, so that was actually another project that we were working on as of last year. So I had a songwriting session because I was also an emerging songwriters, and it was a writing session co-written between Tolu and I. And unfortunately, I had a friend who passed away right before the program started, so that's why Part of You is named Part of You, because it was my rendition for her, pretty much.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was the only thing I could come up with when I was trying to figure out what to write songs about back then. It was the first thing on my mind, so I'm like, I guess I'll have to channel this, and
Yeah,
write about
100%.
it, and everyone was really supportive. It was the first time I wrote a song with like 10 people on Zoom. That was an interesting experience.
How is that writing songs online?
Well,
I feel like that would be very
it was-
interesting.
It wasn't even online. It was fine, but it was more like it was more just the amount of people that were just like sitting. It was like watching as the process was going on, right?
Okay.
And I'm just like, I can't really have a glass of wine right now while I'm online at school project. So this is
You
gonna
get
be
like
an
pressure to think because like there's 10 people around you. You're just like, oh, I need to think of something. I need to think of something to write down. Oh my god, I don't want to look dumb here. Like,
Yeah,
let me write
and that's
something
my
down.
own artist mind, but everyone was really supportive, and like
Nice.
everyone was pitching in their own ideas too, so I was just writing down like all of their lyrics too, and I'm like, all right, we'll put together something with all the ideas that we've come up with.
So it was just lyrics that you guys are thinking of? Just 10 of you guys just about lyrics?
Yep. At that time, it was just lyrics, and which was also different because usually I have guitar accompanying me, like, and I'm figuring out a form of melody as I go. But this one was just strictly writing lyrics.
Nice.
Do you play any more instruments than the guitar? Like, do you?
I like kind of noodle on the piano. I'm not very good at piano. I play a little bit of ukulele, but my main instrument is my vocals.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, coming up after the music break, we'll be back with Cool Missy to talk about the future and overall career goals.
Now,
Don't forget that you can follow the Media Hub on social media at DCSA Media Hub, and you can also follow us at MBM Vault on Twitter and Instagram, and at the MBM Vault on TikTok.
we're gonna play some music. Here's One Time by Biba Doobie, live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. Welcome back to the MBM Vault. We're your hosts, Nicholas Carlo.
And Sophie Young. We're back with Cool Missy for some reflections, future aspirations, and of course some final words of wisdom. So let's get forward with some questions.
Just start off with like a general blanket statement kind of thing. Like, what are some things in general that you're looking forward to in the future?
I'm looking forward to the idea of having a job potentially in the music industry. Like, again, I'm not sure what I would want to do other than being an artist and just continuing to pursue like performing and stuff, but the idea that I could possibly have a job working in a little like office somewhere that has to do with music, like I can see myself doing that. So
So do you see yourself taking the third year, or you're just going to stick to the two?
I'm definitely going to take the third year. I think that
Nice.
practicum's going to help me figure out what it looks like in the world out there outside of performing.
Nice. So internship, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And for those who don't know what the third year is, in our program, we have an optional third year that we can take where it's pretty much just all internship throughout the whole year and like a couple of courses. So it's like you take the music business practicum course and you actually put it into like a real job kind of thing. And it's just an internship throughout the whole year. And yeah, that's pretty much how our program works.
Well,
And you can stop at the second year if you would like.
It's a pretty cool opportunity for sure. There's been lots of people who've worked at Universal, just all the big music places, honestly. You'd really be surprised where some people end up, which is really cool.
Now, if you could, this is a kind of a pick your brain question kind of thing. If you could perform anywhere in the world with your music, where would you go? This could be a city. This could be a country. This could be anywhere.
Whoa, that's a good question. Honestly, I'd start with America. I don't know where in America, but like it's like I'd start somewhere in there, just like
Times Square.
Times Square. I mean, well, yeah, I don't.
Like sensory overload
That
right
would be
there.
the dream.
Sensory Overload is the first performance in the States.
That would be really cool at Times Square.
Times Square, New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Oh, that
All
would-
right, now the pressure's on. The countdown too.
What is it? Oh, the Ryan Seacrest Rocket.
Yeah,
Eve.
Ryan says see.
There's another word, what it's actually called, but I can't say it on air. So,
Oh
but-
yeah.
so that's why the Ryan Seacrest is Rockin' Eve. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of performance like, because they have one in New Orleans as well. They have
Oh,
one in New York,
yeah.
and then they have the LA one. So you can just pick one of
yeah.
the three.
What time zone do you want to be in today?
Yeah. What time zone do you want to be? We do like a Rockin' Eve, except everyone pays attention to the New York one.
Yeah.
Like maybe people let's pay attention to the other two, but I've always watched the New York one.
Have you been to the States before?
Yeah, but only to Florida. Like,
Alright,
so
alright.
it would be a new experience to perform somewhere like New York or even going to LA to perform. But those would be some good places. They're
Oh,
the
for
popular
sure.
spots, you know.
Now, where in Florida did you go?
It's called Cocoa Beach.
Cocoa
Beach?
Beach. I went to Sarasota when I went to Florida.
I don't know much about Florida. Is that like a East Coast, West Coast?
I think it's on the East Coast.
East?
Sarasota. I don't know about what the beach
I think
you went
Cocoa
to.
Beach was the southern point because I went on
No,
a
it
cruise.
was on
so
the
it was
West
at, like
Coast.
the
Oh, okay.
bottom of Florida.
Yeah. Oh,
we went on a cruise. Where did the cruise where did it travel around?
It went to the Bahamas. It went to St. Martin's and St. Thomas
Okay.
in the
Oh.
Caribbean. Yeah.
That sounds tropical.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tropical as heck.
I just love looking at the snow outside right now. I'm just thinking of that.
No, just be like, yeah, we're talking about the
it's so
Caribbean
cool.
here. I mean, I've always wanted to go to like one of those really small Caribbean islands. Like I've been to Jamaica and the Dominican, but I would want to especially go to St. Lucia because apparently
It's
doesn't,
beautiful.
Because apparently it doesn't rain a lot there. Or
Oh,
am I
okay.
thinking of another country? I'm thinking of another area, but either St. Lucia or something else. Like it barely rains, so it's just all sunshine and hopefully it's not too dry.
I mean,
So that's what we worry
yeah.
about when it's not raining.
Sounds nice.
Anyways,
Can't
Ooh.
relate, but
I know. We went a little bit off topic, but it doesn't matter.
No,
too
that's
much.
perfectly fine.
Yeah,
So
whatever.
we get to rant about whatever we,
get to talk
want.
about
I was talking about my trips yesterday back in this room, so it's
Yeah,
kind
exactly,
of just rounding
yeah.
it
Just
up.
get to rant about
World traveler.
any of that.
That would be a good goal, though. Like as an artist, to just be able to go internationally and travel and just put myself out there. Like,
Oh, for sure.
I think the next time I do travel wherever I am, whether I want to go to Amsterdam, so that's a goal. Like, I'd bring my guitar with me and just see how it's possible to go on a street somewhere and just pull out my
Oh,
guitar
yeah.
and start singing. Find an open mic night there. I don't know.
I mean, it's like even so beautiful across Canada to go traveling.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You don't realize how big Canada is until you look at the map and you're like, whoa.
Oh,
But,
the-
yeah.
I think the one thing about Canada is that whenever I ask an American what they think the population is of Canada, they think it's way higher than it actually is because they don't realize that like 80% of Canada is uninhabitable.
Is it like 42 million or something like
It's
that? in
about
Canada?
like 40 million or something like that.
Yeah.
When the state of California,
The state of
almost
California has the same population.
and almost the city of Tokyo has the same.
That's insane to me.
And that's why I think, in terms of, we're getting to geography here, I guess. But
Yeah,
that's
we're going
because
all
we're
over.
the second most sparse country in the world.
Yeah, because they have a like, it's kind of like a line where most like of the Canadian population lives.
I think it's like just south of
Just
south of Sudbury. I think
Yeah.
80% of Canadians live south of that line, like latitude wise,
I mean,
in the country.
yeah.
Because that's where it's not too cold.
That's
and
where
it's
you
not
can
like a
live
dry land.
without freezing all the time, I guess.
Now, back on topic to music. How was your music taste of what you listen to develop like over time, and what are some of your favorite songs?
Honestly, back to that music history class, like that class helped me a lot in just terms of being able to divide the the history of the music in terms of like metal genre or punk genre or like the 1940s, like that gave me, that expanded my network of what I listened to. If it wasn't for that class, I probably still would have been in the same bubble where I'm just listening to my favorite artists, which are great. Like I like Pink Floyd, Marianas Trench, Avril Lavigne, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, I
and
like
Linkin
that.
Park.
I like that. That's one of my favorite bands. I should have worn that shirt today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that would've been
Represent.
What's your favorite song, Avenged Sevenfold?
Well, I'm biasly like the Nightmare album fan.
Yeah,
so
that's the good stuff.
I like the like Victim or I love that.
My favorite, I would probably just say Bat Country, honestly.
Bat
Like,
Country's
just
great.
just the way that it goes. I just wish I could play that on the drums because it's just I don't have a double kick pedal. I don't own one. It's like, but I'd like that.
Yeah.
I like that Avenged Sevenfold. Now, is there like any genre from that class that grew on you the most?
Honestly, I think I keep mentioning the 1940s like that, but I think the old music kind of touched on me more than I thought it would.
Is there any genre that you thought going into that you would like and you're just like, nah?
Honestly, no. I liked I liked a lot of the. That's why I downloaded all the playlists. Like I was like, there are certain songs that I didn't like or that I might not listen to as much again. But yeah, no, all of them were pretty all right.
Nice.
Now, last but not least, what are some words of wisdom you would give to the viewers at home?
It can be deep. It can be anything you want.
Anything.
Words of wisdom out of my mouth.
Doesn't even have to be wisdom, just anything you would like to tell the audience.
Well, just keep, don't give up on your dreams. Like that was something I was going to do. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's there are ways to figure out how to achieve your goals, I think, and don't give up on trying to achieve those goals and just keep going at it. Don't give up. That's all I can say. That's what I didn't do. I didn't give up. And there were a lot of times where I was going to. But if I did, then I wouldn't have been able to meet both of you today.
100%.
I wouldn't be here on Riot, on this radio station. Like,
You could say Riot Radio.
Riot,
They like the
this is Riot-
promotion.
this is
Riot
They want the
Radio.
promotion.
no, okay. It's just my brain blanked because I was like, is it called the Vault or Riot Radio? What one should I say?
Either-
Both
Either
of
or,
you.
free
is fine.
promotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great
Any
place,
publicity
Riot
is good
Radio.
publicity.
Free promo. Well, that's the end of the episode.
Thank you, Cool Missy, for joining us today. You can find her on Instagram at MSY. You can follow the Media Hub on social media at DCSA Media Hub. You can also follow us at MBM Vault on Twitter and Instagram and at the MBM Vault on TikTok. Yes, it's not banned in Canada, or it's not banned anymore, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And,
It's a whole other topic.
and here's Saturday Sun by Vance Joy playing us out live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca.